The Durian Heat, bringing big ideas and critical opinions in Southeast Asia.
Hello and welcome back to Durian ASEAN. You're with me, Gowri, and we are moving on to our Durian Heat session for this Tuesday morning. And today we are bringing you a special topic about a little startup in the performing arts scene in Malaysia. And with me on the line, I have Dominic, who is joining me, and he is from the Monday Show Entertainment. So let's say good morning. Hello, Dominic.
Hi, good morning.
Hi, thanks for joining us in our ASEAN Breakfast Call for the Durian Heat on Tuesday.
Thank you so much for letting me be here.
Alright, so can you give us a little bit of background to yourself?
Sure. Well, I studied music in college, and music has always been a big part of my life. So I went to college. I studied singing and music and performing arts. And then that's when I started getting involved in theatre in Malaysia, in KL. And since then I've been doing shows in Singapore and Thailand, and I've been traveling around doing a lot of teaching as well. So yeah, a big part of my life now is teaching.
So how did you get involved with Monday Show Entertainment?
Monday Show Entertainment, well, it's a company I started with a friend of mine, Ben, about 3 years ago. We decided that we'd like to start a company that focuses on education in performing arts. So this idea of Monday Show Entertainment came about 3 years ago because of this.
And why did you pick Monday in particular?
Because Monday is dark day for performers, so
right.
Usually we don't perform on Mondays, right?
That's right.
So initially when we started Monday's show, it was supposed to be a day where performers would get together and will just sing and jam with each other and have fun together. And then from there it just kind of moved into not just gathering on Mondays, but also having classes for other people. So that's why we chose Monday.
So maybe you can give us a little introduction to Monday Show Entertainment itself, what the company is about and what are your objectives.
All right. Well, Monday Show Entertainment, we focus a lot on musical theatre as well as theatre, but mainly musical theatre. So right now we have an ongoing training program for young adults and college students where they come twice a week to learn how to sing, dance, and act all together at the same time. And then we're starting a new program for teens and children as well. We also produce shows. So one of our shows that we produce, a musical called The Edge, which was written by a Malaysian composer called Nick Chu. And we also do workshops and special classes. We go to colleges and campuses to teach students what musical theatre is and how to get involved in performing arts.
So you've focused more on musical theatre?
Yes, musical theatre and theatre.
And how do you think this actually helps with the students who pick up all these different skills from your workshops?
Well, one thing that I realized is that there are a lot of people in KL who would love to be on stage, but they just don't know what to do or where to start. So I think a lot of these workshops have kind of pushed some people who have never dared to, take the first step and to realize that they actually do have talent. So it's kind of helping people who already are performers as well as people who have never performed. I think it's helping them realize that they can do much more than what they think they are doing right now. Which I think is a good thing because we need more talent in KL. We seem to be recycling a lot of the same people. So
right.
I guess through this we are trying to expand the talent pool.
And apart from conducting classes and workshops, do you also provide a space for other performers to come in and perform?
Well, we have a small dance studio, which once in a while we have very small performances, like almost recycle. Well, not really. We don't really invite people to come and use our space for performances because it's a bit too I'll say too small, but we do rent it out for other classes. Some people come in for acting classes or dance classes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when it comes to these classes and workshops, what are the skills that you usually emphasize on?
Well, we emphasize on the three main disciplines in musical theatre: singing, dancing, and acting. And then ultimately how to combine these three together and do them at the same time on stage. So yeah, these three skills.
And what?
As well, I guess it's not just these three skills, but how to look good on stage and how to manage yourself as a performer, how to audition properly, how to prepare a proper CV or resume, stuff like that.
Is there any other company or organization in Malaysia that actually teaches people how to be a triple threat, or their audition skills, how to prepare a resume as an actor? Because it's very different from your normal conventional resume when it comes to applying for jobs.
That's right. I think there are actually quite a few in KL. I'm not sure if it's as specific as preparing CVs and resumes, but I think it is something that a lot of people are getting into right now. The trend. I think musicals have become a hit thing in Malaysia since Glee started showing on TV. But we do also conduct workshops specifically on audition skills, because we realize in Malaysia not everyone is aware of what they need to do when they go for an audition. So once in a while there are audition workshops in KL.
Okay. And with all these skills that you're teaching them, especially in terms of musical theatre, of course it's quite popular in Malaysia, in KL, but usually when there's an international performance, that tends to garner more attention among the locals. So how do you equip your students to overcome that and to show them that they can also make it in the musical theatre scene in Malaysia?
Yeah. Well, I guess one way to look at it also is when these international groups come and perform, we go and watch and we learn from them and see what makes them really good. But I also believe that if we work hard enough, we can also be as good as them and travel internationally.
Right.
I don't think it's impossible. I just think that maybe we're a bit out. You know, the performing arts industry in Malaysia is still young, so it'll take time for us to reach a certain level. But I think we're on that direction. We're in the right direction right now.
And what is probably a tip that you give your students on how to be the perfect triple threat, as in singing, dancing, and acting combined?
I would say it's a lot of hard work. You can't just assume that it will happen just like that. You need to keep practicing and never give up. And this is what we always remind each other. Whenever we have time, just practice, do something, sing a song, learn a dance, or read a script. You can never stop practicing.
So we are going to take a short break, and when we come back, we will talk more about your company and the events that you guys are organizing in the coming months.
The Durian Heat, bringing big ideas and critical opinions in Southeast Asia.
Hello and welcome back to DurianASEAN. You're with Gowri, and this is the Durian Heat. And of course today I have Dominic with me on the line, who is talking about his venture, which is the Monday Show Entertainment. And earlier we talked more about him and his experiences, so let's move on to more about the company. So Dominic, you actually have another friend, right, who is supposed to be joining us as well?
Yes, Ben.
Yeah, so maybe you can talk about your two of your roles in the company.
All right. Well, I'm more of the creative side, so I decide on what the show should look like and put the creative side together, and he will handle more of the really formal business side and make the decisions on administration, and so that's how we kind of divide the two for both of us.
Okay, so when you say that you are in charge of the creative side on getting that together, could you elaborate more on that?
Oh yeah, so whenever we have a show, which is like we recently just had a show last week, and we're preparing for another show in July and June. I will kind of put the concert together, decide who performs, what songs get chosen.
Right.
Get the whole idea together, what kind of feeling or mood we want the show to have. So that's kind of my job, which is just to put the show together and decide visually what it should look like.
All right, and also to look at to see whether it's visually appealing, or the colors and lighting go together.
The lighting, that's right. Which is a fun job. I enjoy doing it.
And how long exactly has Monday Show Entertainment been around?
It's been around for about 3 years. In June this year, we'll be celebrating our 4th year, actually.
Okay.
Yep.
And what about your experience in the performing arts industry itself? How many years have you been performing, acting, singing, or dancing?
Oh, wow. I did my first professional show, meaning I actually got paid for a show 12 years ago.
Okay.
I think that was my very first time doing a show where I got paid. So since then, I've been doing about 2 to 3 shows a year, musicals or plays, and my own solo recitals. Yeah, so I guess for the past 12 years, you could say.
Okay, so I'm curious to know, instead of maybe trying to perform more or becoming an actor or a singer, why did you and Ben actually come up with the idea to start a company instead of maybe working for someone else in other performing arts company?
Well, we actually still do perform with other companies, which is, I think it's good because we don't have this competitiveness. We take part in other companies' shows.
Okay.
At the same time, we focus on our company, where we chose to put more attention to education, which is why we have these ongoing classes and workshops. So yeah, we still do perform. And we enjoy performing with other companies as well. I think that's what that helps us grow as well.
All right.
As performers, yeah.
And how is Monday Show Entertainment different from all these other companies out there?
I think we're different because we have a very strong ongoing musical theatre program where we combine all the 3 disciplines. So you actually come in and you learn to sing, you learn about acting and dancing as well, and how to put all these together. And we also don't just teach, how to be a performer. We teach like the history of performing arts, the history of musical theatre, how to write a musical, even all these different things. Yeah, we kind of expose them to all these things. Like I said, how to audition properly, how to dress properly for auditions, stuff like that. Yeah.
And when it comes to teaching all the skills to the students, I think coming from a performing arts background myself, a lot of young actors or performers these days have this perception that, I just need to act, or I just need to be able to dance really well, or if I can just sing, that's it, I got it all covered. So they don't seem to realize the importance of having all the 3 skills, because of course it requires a lot of hard work, and not everyone is willing to go through that whole process. Yeah.
Well, it is tiring, to talk about training. It's something that doesn't just happen overnight, and you need to be really patient. And I think maybe some people are just not patient enough. They just want to quickly get the skills, and forget about the training. But like you said, you're right. We need to remind ourselves that we need to work hard, and just being able to hold a tune doesn't make you a singer.
Right.
I guess. Yeah, we need to realize a lot of things.
Yeah, and also when it comes to all these actors, it's hard to keep them grounded at times, and which is great that you're teaching them all these different skills and how they can use it for their auditions or for maybe other parts of their life as well. But what is the thing that you would actually emphasize on when it comes to an actor becoming a good actor and putting themselves out there?
I would actually tell people to be more aware of what's going on, like to watch more shows. Really, I think exposure is really important to the see how other people act, and then analyze what was good, what was bad. And I think we learn a lot from just watching other people perform on stage. So, and we also do that in classes. We watch videos, and we go watch shows, and then we talk about it, we analyze.
Mm-hmm.
We perform in front of each other as well, and then we tell each other what we liked or didn't like about the performance.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's important also to be humble. We're not perfect performers, so we need to also remember that we need to receive feedback from people.
Mm-hmm. And going back, sorry?
Yeah, sorry.
Going back to Monday Show Entertainment, I want to ask you, what are some of the challenges that you faced in the last 3 years in trying to push it forward?
Challenges would be, I think, money. It is difficult to get the finances to run a company like this in Malaysia. But the fact that we've survived 3 years and nearly 4 years, I think, well, it takes a lot of perseverance. But I would be honest and say that, yeah, money is a struggle to get people to support us financially.
Right. So is it more about the support from people participating, or also in terms of getting sponsors or funding for the whole project itself?
Yeah, all these things actually. Like say when we do a show, it's also not easy to get people to come and watch our shows.
Right.
Or when we want to have a show and we're looking for sponsors, it is really difficult right now. But I guess it is going to get better someday. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
And what are some of the events or workshops, notable workshops that you've conducted in the past?
Well, in the past we've had an audition workshop, how to audition properly, with Michael Parks Masterson from New York. We've also we hosted a Yes Academy KL, which is a program run by an American company. And we've run like very specialized workshops on something called Fitzmaurice voice work, which is how to use your breath as an actor and singer. So we had someone from Australia to conduct this workshop. But actually, coming up soon, we're having a big workshop, which I'm very excited about, with Nikki Wilson. I don't know, should I talk about that now?
Oh yeah, you can.
Okay.
Which goes back to our title as well, which is Getting Whipped by the Monday Guys. So it's actually
good.
a twist on the workshop as well. So yeah, tell us about it.
All right, the workshop is called Whipped into Shape with Nikki Nelson. And Nikki Nelson is this amazing performer from the US. She was actually most famous for her performance in Legally Blonde, the musical.
Okay.
And she was also in a few TV shows like Desperate Housewives and some other movies. So she is really well equipped. When we talk about the triple threat, I guess she is a real triple threat, or maybe she is the threat to all of us.
Okay.
So she'll be coming to do a workshop on the 11th and 12th of April over the weekend, and she'll be talking about even stuff like how to audition properly, how to sing properly, how to dance properly, the business side of performing arts, how to sell yourself properly as a performer. And which the name of the workshop is called Whipped into Shape because she sang a song in Legally Blonde, a musical called Whipped into Shape, which is a song where she sang and had to skip the rope, the skipping rope song, which I think is amazing because I tried skipping and singing and I couldn't last for like more than 5 seconds.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
She's conducting a class also on how to use your body properly for performing arts as a performer, how to build strength and stamina. So I'm looking forward to that workshop with Nikki Nelson.
So this is happening next weekend, right?
11th and 12th of April.
Oh, okay. So is it a one-day thing or is it a stretch over a few days? Because you mentioned quite a few.
Yeah, so there'll be 5 different workshops. Each workshop is about 2 hours to 3 hours over a 2-day period. So on the 11th of April, which is a Saturday, there'll be 2 workshops. The first workshop is how to act professionally. It's for acting. acting skills and the improv skills. And the second workshop on that Saturday is called Biz of the Biz, which is more on how to handle yourself, how to manage yourself, the business side of being a performer. Then on the third day, on the 12th April, the second day, there are 3 workshops. It starts with a dance workshop, more on Broadway style, musical theatre style dancing. And then there'll be an audition on vocal and audition technique. And then the workshop will end with Whip into Shape, which is the stamina and strength workshop.
Okay.
Yes.
So why do you think people should actually participate in this workshop? What will they gain from it?
Well, first of all, I think it's great to meet someone who has, walked the walk and talked the talk, and actually done big shows and has lots of experience to share with us. And I believe Nikki Nelson is someone who's very passionate about education as well, so she would be very generous with what she knows. And it's very rare that we get people like her to come and teach us skills. Someone as experienced and exposed as her. I think everyone should, sign up and just learn something. Maybe join one of the workshops and even ask her questions. It'd be great to ask her about her experience on TV, on stage. Actually, I'm excited because we hardly get to meet someone like this and ask questions in person.
Right.
You're really great to talk with her.
And actually, most of the skills that you learn at the workshop is not only for auditions. You can also use it when you're talking to someone, when doing public speaking or presentation at your office. So
how to project your voice, how to speak properly, how to stand properly, posture, and all this. Yeah, you're right.
So it's not just limited to actors or people in the performing arts industry as well, yeah?
Yeah, you're right. Anybody would gain something, I'm sure. Yeah.
And besides that, do you have any other upcoming events, or what are the future plans for Monday Show Entertainment?
Well, in the near future, we're having a show in June, the last weekend of June. It's a musical called Tick Tick Boom, written by Jonathan Larson, who wrote the musical Rent, which I think more people are familiar with. And then in July, our students are having a showcase.
Okay.
Which they'll be acting and singing and dancing 6 scenes from 6 musicals. And then next year we're going to be producing a musical called Little Shop of Horrors, which I think many people would know the movie version, which came out in the 80s.
Right.
But long-term goal, I think from our show, we actually would like to, it may sound a bit ambitious, but eventually we hope we can start an actual academy or a college or institution where we can give out degrees in performing arts.
All right.
Especially in musical theatre.
Yeah, I mean, if you were to look at countries like the US and the UK, they have these academies pretty much anywhere. Probably just within a few blocks you find one, and then you find another one. Why do you think that we don't really have, or even if someone comes up with the idea, we just tend to acting academy, like what does it really do?
I guess it could be many reasons. One of it is it could be, we have this perception where you don't actually earn money as a performer.
Right.
You're not going to survive, so why study it in the first place? I guess there is some truth in that, but it's a shame that we still hold on to that and we don't really try to change it. It could also be that I think when it comes to performing arts, we still look towards the West as a standard, a higher standard. I guess I'm probably assuming a bit. I feel that could be the thing.
Okay, but do you think that coming up with an academy can actually change or even revolutionize the whole performing arts industry as it is right now? Yeah,
I believe strongly that it will, because I think education is what will change a lot of things. Because in the first place, we're not really exposed to performing arts in our school here.
Yeah.
So we don't really learn music, we don't learn acting, we don't really learn dancing. So, but I believe that, in order to raise our standards of our performances and our performers here in Malaysia, we need to start having proper educational systems, and a proper educational system in performing arts, training non-stop, even starting at preschool age. I think it's possible.
Mm-hmm. And talking about Monday Show Entertainment, going back to that, how do you think that Monday Show Entertainment is contributing to the current performing arts scene in KL or in Malaysia as a whole?
Well, I'll probably say that since we started 3 years ago,
Yeah.
this training program, a lot of people who are performing now on stage actually started off in Monday Show.
Okay.
Yes, I'm actually very proud that they came in not sure what skills they had, whether they could ever be on stage.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, a lot of them, they go for auditions and then they end up being in shows in KL. And I'm actually very proud of that.
Mm-hmm.
I think it says a lot about the kind of training that we have, as well as I believe new talents are coming out of this program.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I would say I'm really happy that at least something good is coming out of all of this.
Mm-hmm. And of course, you and Ben came up with this great venture called the Monday Show Entertainment. But what can other people who are also passionate about performing arts and they want to do something about it, but they don't quite know how to contribute to the scene or how to go about, making it big, or just generally contributing something to the performing arts scene in Malaysia to make it better?
Well, number one, I think it'd be good if people bought tickets to watch more shows
Mm-hmm.
and
Okay.
support all of us who are actually doing it for a living.
Yeah.
It would make a huge difference. But sometimes we do perform to like just 4 or 5 people in the audience, which is very sad sometimes
Mm-hmm.
as performers. But if people want to be a performer as well, I think it's always difficult. The most difficult thing is to take that first step and go for an audition.
Mm-hmm.
But there are lots of auditions in KL throughout the year, and I think if you want to be a performer and you want to contribute something yourself and be on stage, it's great to just go watch a show and then talk to the performers after that and ask them how they can,
Mm-hmm.
how they started out. There's so many ways, but I would say please buy tickets to shows
Mm-hmm.
and support more of our shows here in KL.
All right, that's the best way to actually do it, to go and support. So there will be more shows and more people can get involved in that as well.
Yes.
And
Right.
I want to ask you about being a professional performer itself in KL or in Malaysia. Is that actually something that is possible to be a paid theatre actor or dancer or a singer and make a living out of that?
Well, I wouldn't say it's impossible because
Mhm.
there are a few people who do this successfully. But honestly, it probably will be a struggle at first because it's a small country, it's a small industry, the performing arts industry here in KL and Malaysia. So it will be difficult to start, which is why a lot of performers also are teachers at the same time.
Mhm.
We need to find other ways to make ends meet. So to answer your question, I would say not impossible, but be ready to
To put in the
struggle
work,
a
huh?
little bit. Yes.
And going back to Monday Show Entertainment, where do you see the company in about, say, 5 years' time?
In about 5 years' time, I would say we would be strengthening our education program.
Mm-hmm.
We would be having more classes and more courses for children and teenagers and start training young.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we would also be working on getting our students to perform more,
Okay.
produce more shows for our students to showcase their talent and to help them get exposed a little bit more in the next 5 years.
And what about the way forward for these people who, because you mentioned children and teenagers, what about young adults as well who probably want to get involved in acting, or people who have midlife crisis and suddenly decide, hey, I want to go back to acting school. What are my options?
Well, they can always join our program at Monday Show.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, a lot of our students who are taking this training, they are full-time working adults
Okay.
or college students. Some of them are we have lawyers, we have people who work at big corporations and have really 9-to-5 jobs that are actually 9-to-9 kind of jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, if you're willing to take time and perform, like you said, if you're going through a midlife crisis even, yeah, join us, because we have a good mixture of fun people, adults who, they come and they release stress from work and they mingle, but they also work hard and they're serious about wanting to be performers. It's a very nice environment. I enjoy the energy because everyone comes from different working backgrounds.
Okay.
And they all gather, and then we all have fun performing, singing, dancing, acting together.
And it's never too late to learn as well, right?
Oh, I would believe it's never too late.
So before we wrap things up, because we're almost at the end of our session, I want to ask you, what do you think is the way forward for our performing arts scene, and especially what can the young people nowadays do to equip themselves to venture into the performing arts?
I think it would be going back to education. If you really want to do this, be humble enough to take a class, join any class, maybe just a singing class or a dance class. And like we said, it's not too late to start, no matter what age you are. And then next thing would be just keep watching shows as much as you can afford, or watch anything that's running in theaters in KL. That would be just the starting point, and after that comes all the hard work.
All right. And where is Monday Show Entertainment located?
Oh, we're located at SS15 Subang Jaya.
Okay. And if people want to get in touch with you or to know what are your upcoming events, how can they do that?
You can look us up on Facebook.
Okay.
On Facebook, just look for Monday Show Entertainment, or just go to mondayshow.com.my, and then it'll lead you to our Facebook page.
Okay, and they can find all your contact details and your upcoming workshops, events, everything.
Yep, everything is there. Our email, our phone number, and all our events.
So thank you so much, Dominic, for joining us this morning and sharing about your
Gowri.
company.
My pleasure. Thank
and
you so much.
wish you all the best as well. Hope you guys continue to drive the performing arts scene forward and continue to equip the youngsters with the skills they need.
Thank you so much.